What's up, YouTube? Back another video. Today we are reacting to Why Lil Baby Isn't Popular Anymore. If you're watching this video, please come follow me on Twitch, please and thank you. At twitch.tv/WuTankLeaks in the description.
Ew, mind-boggling when I go in there and rap because it's like the same craft and the same hobby and it turned serious.
Now, Lil Baby is
Well,
a
you
rapper
know what's crazy? Why Lil Baby Isn't Popular Anymore? I don't want to be the type of nigga, but I'm gonna say it here first. It probably is because Gunna not helping him no more. Let's be honest.
who was on top just a few years ago. These days, Lil Baby is just not as popular as he used to be. What exactly happened to Lil Baby and his career? This is definitely one of the most relevant conversations in hip-hop right now. Now, what's going on with you today? So today I want to have a little conversation about what happened to Lil Baby and did he fall off? So you seen the clip I played you at the beginning of this video, which was an episode from Lil Yachty's podcast. He had Lil Baby on as a guest, and this interview has been making its way around the internet. Lil Baby spoke on a lot of things like his relationship with Gunna, which is non-existent according to him, which is obviously very unfortunate. He also spoke about the rap game.
It is very unfortunate for the nigga you was paying to help you write, help you rap at the beginning. Like, how? Nigga, how is this non-existent now? This the nigga that pitch you on. Well, Thug pitch. That's what I'm saying. I need that real story. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I need the real story.
The streets, which is of course very relevant to his career because Lil Baby is considered a street rapper. More specifically, I want to discuss something he said on this specific part right here.
And now I gotta watch what I say. I gotta watch what I do because I'm watching how society trying to do rappers. You know what I'm saying? I understand why they trying to do it because some rappers fuck it up for everybody. And it's like, damn, now I'm in this pool. So it's like harder for me to just go in there and rap how I used to rap. You know what I'm saying? That shit a whole different ball game.
So I can't play the entire clip, but Lil Baby on the first part was essentially talking about his career as it relates to why he's lost out on that fire in his belly. On one part, he spoke about being more conscious about what he says, which partially stems from him being a street rapper, because street rappers, as you guys know, they say a lot of things that could get him in trouble. We're going to talk about that aspect later on in the video. But one of the things it sounds like he was hinting at is that he's just not as hungry as he used to be. I'm sure a lot of people know who Lil Baby is, but Lil Baby is a rapper who's been doing it very big in the rap game ever since 2018. That's really when Lil Baby became a known figure on a mainstream level. Ever since then, he's put out a lot of great records, some really great projects like My Turn, which came out during the pandemic in 2020. And 2020 was undeniably Lil Baby's year because that was the year that he reached his peak in popularity. Lil Baby was one of the biggest rappers in hip-hop in 2020. I think most of us who paid attention know that. He was literally everywhere. He was one of the most streamed rappers of that year. A lot of his songs from that particular project did extremely well. He was one of the most streamed rappers.
2020. Nigga, 2020? How? The Baby's number 2 is crazy. That's what I'm saying. This is an interesting top 5 of rap caviar artists. Never mind, that makes sense because Juice do like emo rap, so him and Lil Uzi, so it makes sense why they add a top 5. But I mean, Polo G almost being more than Young Thug is crazy. Travis Scott being that low, top 5 being Lil Baby, top 3 being Lil Baby DaBaby, and Roddy Ricch is crazy. But that album was fire though. Where the fuck is YoungBoy at? That's crazy. Where's YoungBoy?
Rappers of that year. A lot of his songs from that particular project did extremely well. My Turn in the end, I would say, became a trap/street classic. I still listen to that project, and I think it's definitely held its own weight for sure. And the numbers say the same. During that year, he also dropped The Bigger Picture, which was an extremely impactful rap song that reflected the times. Lil Baby turned into a conscious rapper for that one record, and the song was a really big moment because of everything that happened back then. Ever since 2020, which was the
Well, I mean, I guess they're phrasing. He was a conscious rapper for that song, or why would we just say this was a conscious song? I don't know, bro.
height of his popularity. Like a lot of us know, Lil Baby is just not as hot as he used to be. Now, this is for several reasons, but the biggest reason I would say is because the quality of the music just isn't as good as it used to be. Quality is, of course, subjective, so you
quality is subjective. I really think it's one, little niggas is growing up. 2, it's a mixture of people growing up and you not being able to rap like that on them type of beats lasting that long. Because them beats, that's what I'm saying. Certain beats is timeless beats, and certain beats is like, nigga, you listen to at 17, and at 22 that beat just don't hit the same no more. Like 20 minutes is not one of them beats. You feel me? Hot is not one of them beats. Surf is not one of them beats. You feel me? Lil Baby don't rap on Gunna type beats a lot. So that's why I'm like, he be rapping on like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying, bro. I don't think he got that. He needs a better beat.
Disagree, but
He need
general
to hop on
consensus
some Lil
seems to be
Uzi
that Lil
beats.
Baby just
He'd be
doesn't
fine.
sound as good as he
That's
used to
that's
sound.
all. He needs to
Aside
start
from
rapping
the
on Lil Baby
subjectivity,
beats.
I would say that a lot of it has to do with the repetitiveness as far as the content in his music.
That's what I'm saying. It's really the beats. It's really the beats. That's really it. Cause all artists have that bag. Yeet songs are all the same. Just Yeet beats change. That'd be the only difference. And which is why niggas be like, I don't like this album. It's like, oh, it's a different beat selection. Yeah, I don't like none of these beats. It's like the niggas saying the same shit, bro. Drake, it be the same shit. You like the beat, you don't like the beat. That's what I'm saying. The beat choice is as good as the art. If you like the artist, you like the artist. But you're gonna stay there for the artist. The beats are gonna help you get into the artist, which is why you might like some Juice WRLD songs, but you be like, I hate Juice WRLD because it's the beat, and then it's the flow, and it's the cadence. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, or it's the topics. The topics and the beats. That's gonna be was most, unless you just like a fan. You're a big supporter. So I don't.
Lil Baby is a street rapper who raps about the streets, guns.
That's why
money,
I like Gunna. 'Cause
lifestyle,
Gunna beats
passion,
be
life,
Gunna beats
women,
be fire.
hunger, getting out the mud, and he makes music that has a story to it. But it's more on the lit side, and that's exactly why I've always listened to Lil Baby.
We say
I don't know about you, but I don't listen to Lil Baby to hear about the political and economic state of the world. I listen to Lil Baby when I want to hear some turn up shit and get motivated. And I feel like that's relevant to most people. Lil Baby's content overall hasn't progressed all that much. But I would say that he still has his place in the game.
Like that song?
I still listen to his music,
That's on fire.
just not as much as I used to. There's a lot of great artists that had came out ever since Lil Baby was very popular, especially street rappers.
He got
So
dropped
there's a lot of
faded or
options
what?
for
'Cause
people
I
to choose
don't-
from.
I ain't see
And it
nothing
seems
up
like the
there.
general perception is that
No?
he's just not that guy right now. Although his last project didn't do all that bad.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
tell you,
it did
bro.
over 200,000 first week, which is
Yeah,
solid
that's
numbers.
fire. That's
but
fire.
that was 2 years after he was going crazy, so it does make
I
sense.
think that's the one
Ever
where
since
niggas
then,
like,
Lil Baby hasn't dropped anything that's made a very big
yeah.
splash. Now he was featured on that Central C record, Band for Band, which
Fuck
ended
that,
up
we can
becoming
go
a
M for
really
M.
big song. But it's of course not his song, and the perspective for a lot of people there seems to be Central C helped Lil Baby revive his career, which is a crazy thing to say because I think Lil Baby can.
Are we serious? I fuck with Lil Baby more than Central C. I don't like neither of them, but one, I'm black, so I'ma always support my black people first. So if I'ma hate on niggas, I'm gonna hate on the non-black people more than I hate on the black people. I'm just keep it a buck, bro. We all in the same boat, bro. We came here on the same boat, so I can't even be on y'all niggas like that. You feel me? Unless you're like a 21 Savage ass nigga, which he's British, so he was not on any boat. He was not on that boat. He was on the Boston Tea Party. He was throwing the tea over the boats. You feel me? But that's besides the point. LOL. All I'm saying is, Lil Baby getting saved by Central C. And who did Central C get saved by? Drake. All right, come on, bro. Come on now.
And hold his own. But if we take a
Fuck
look
that,
at the
we go
numbers,
M for
Band for
M.
Band has been the biggest thing Lil Baby has been a part of for the last 2 years. And don't forget,
Really?
Central C is a UK rapper. He also dropped a song in early 2022 called Right On, which I feel like
You know what's crazy though? This literally is all Lil Baby, the Lil Baby and Gunna beat. Cause I guarantee you, if we got a Lil Baby and Gunna song or a Gunna feature on a Lil Baby album, nigga, that shit up. Niggas wouldn't even know what I'm saying, bro. I don't know why my nigga Gunna getting treated like Bruce drop him off, but y'all gotta stop.
is really underrated. That's probably one of the best songs he's dropped in a while. Aside from that, he was featured on that one Nav record alongside
I don't think
Travis
I heard
Scott.
this one.
And then
That
at the
shit
end
probably
of
fire though. If
2023,
it's Nav
dropped a
and Travis
2-pack of a
Scott.
song called 350 and another one called Crazy.
He just
A few
dropped the
months ago,
album
he was
now.
featured on
I don't
Boss
know
Man
what the
D-Lo's
sales look
song.
like.
He's a new successful name in the
That one
scene
was decent.
called
That one
PJ,
was
which is
decent.
a
I
banger.
listened
I
to
like that
it.
joint.
It was,
And then very recently,
nice.
he dropped 2 songs that I think are worth listening to, Insecurities and 5 a.m. Aside from that, Lil Baby hasn't made that big of a splash. And the conversation now is, did he fall off? This conversation was really relevant last summer because, as some of you guys might remember, Lil Baby made headlines for canceling several dates on his upcoming tour, which was supposed to start, I believe it was in August 2023. Around 3 weeks before it kicked off, he essentially canceled multiple stops without explanation. In other words, he wasn't able to sell out those venues. This was a really big story back in 2023, and I feel like
Oh, yeah, I
that's
do
when
remember
the topic
that.
of his fall off became a conversation. These days, people aren't checking for him like they used to, and it does make
Well,
sense. This is not even necessarily a reflection of the fact that he's completely let himself go, because I still think Lil Baby has his place in the game. I mean, like I said, he recently dropped 2
He
very
decent,
good songs
yeah,
that I've
he
had on
decent.
repeat personally.
It's not my cup of
So
tea for the
clearly
most
he
part,
still
but
got it.
on
It's more
God.
that the times in the music industry, but specifically hip hop, are changing. Ever since the pandemic, a lot of rappers and artists who were hot during that era are just not talked about anymore. Although streaming has dominated the music industry for
You
over
know
the
who
last
is though?
decade, a lot of the
Lil
rappers who became hot off of the streaming era have seen a significant decline, and that includes Lil Baby. A lot of it, I think, has to do with how fickle music is now, and if you're not an artist who talks about things that actually matter in the real world on a consistent basis, personally, I don't think you're going to stick as much as the person who does cover those real life topics. This is, of course, not always the case, right? But a lot of those rappers who may not be that relevant to the majority of hip hop fans, like NF is a good example who we spoke about in that Lil Baby video from 2023, a lot of guys like that are literally selling out arenas just like that. I mean, a guy like NF sold out 20K people for multiple stops during his last tour. And most hip hop fans would definitely consider him irrelevant. Now, NF is a very different case, and I definitely think he's the polar opposite of Lil Baby 1000%. But I want to use him as an example because it highlights that relevancy within the conversation of hip hop isn't always the most important thing. What's more important than that is that you connect with your fan base. And for someone like Lil Baby, I think a lot of the hype surrounding him and his name has been generated by the music industry, the blogs, and not as fan driven as it should be. That's why you don't tend to meet diehard Lil Baby fans.
Bro, Dreads is tough
ask
though. I'll
yourself
give him that.
this
His
question:
Dreads
when
is
was the
tough.
last time you met someone who said, "I'm a diehard fan of Lil Baby"? It's almost like they don't exist, which of course they do. It's just that certain artists thrive heavily on a
Yeah, it's a different type of nigga. Like it's certain music that you can be a number one fan of, and it only makes sense to be a number one fan of that music because you got to think about it. Like being 21, if Lil Baby is your favorite artist, what do you think this nigga? What do you think a daily life of a number one fan of Lil Baby looks like as a male? As a woman, too, I drive some questions. But then it's like, for it to be number one, how much music do you consume? Are you really even a music person? So that's what's like, I don't know, bro. If you from there, it makes sense. If you not, like, if you from New York, it makes no sense for you to be like, Lil Baby, my favorite artist, cause it's hella niggas out of New York for you to be like, it's, you know, like if you from Chicago and Lil Baby your favorite rapper or artist, it's like nigga, Lil Baby. So it's like if you're not a nigga from Atlanta and there's so many niggas from Atlanta, it's like I don't. That's just like I don't. Lil Baby can't be the favorite. He could be in your top 5, top 3 for sure, but I don't know. Like when nigga like a nigga like me say Juice WRLD my favorite, niggas immediately, oh, you a sad ass nigga, you feel me? Or you be doing drugs. It's one or the other. That's what I'm saying. It's something, or you be partying something. So it's like if you a Lil Baby fan, niggas gonna assume nigga you a scammer. You definitely got to be from Atlanta. It's like it's already bad, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I just
cult-like
don't
fan
know.
base, while other artists are more propelled by general hype that then feeds into an audience. In the
But he
end, it
make
all
good
leads to a
grind
fan
songs,
base,
though,
but the
like,
question
that's
is,
what
what
I'm
kind of
saying.
fan
Nigga get
base
to
does
work.
it lead to? Now, when that base isn't
Real
fan-driven,
street
what tends
nigga.
to
It's
happen
hella
is you
street
have a
niggas, though,
situation
so
like
it's like,
this.
I don't know.
You're at the top of the world for a year or two, and 3 years later, they're saying that you fell off, which has reflected itself in the numbers, so it's not coming out of nowhere.
I think that's why you would need something like a 21 Savage, like a R&B-esque album with Drake or something like that. Like if Lil Baby, what's another R&B type nigga? Like how Kanye got the Vultures with West Majiki. Like he needs something like that, like a Drake, something like that. What's an up and coming R&B artist, or not even up and coming? Like let's say Tory Lanez wasn't in prison for Megan Thee Stallion shit. A duo album with Lil Baby and Tory Lanez. Oh my goodness, that shit is smack. I mean,
there is a lot of validity to that statement.
You
However,
just
from
gotta
another
dive
angle, the
in
good thing
other
about someone like
music,
Lil
or
Baby is that he
you
still
get on
has
the
a
album
track
with
record
Yeet
of
or something. I'm
consistency.
telling you,
On
bro.
top of the work he's already put in, he also has an
Because that Lil Durk song, Lifestyle, on the Yeet album, that shit was fire. I'm not going to lie to you. That shit was fire. Might have turned some niggas to listen to Lil Durk too. So I don't, you got
extensive catalog. And to be fair, this
gotta
is
jump on
another
other-
important factor of this
you feel me?
conversation. Not every music listener knows who Lil Baby is. So if he, fucks around and gets another hit, all those new listeners are going to discover Lil Baby like he's a new artist, which is the dope thing about being a musician. You can be globally famous and still sometimes be unknown to certain pockets in certain demographics. Another aspect of this conversation as it relates to Lil Baby is the streets. Street rappers are slowly
some-
losing a grip on.
That's
the
why he
culture,
was doing
which is
that
something I
Jack
wanna talk
Doherty
about
shit for
soon.
200K.
But Lil Baby actually kind of touched on this.
Oh, I
during
wonder
his
if they asked him
conversation with
about
Lil
this.
Yachty.
This shit real. I seen him. I watch Young Thug try every day. I seen him. You really use stuff against him that don't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that right there could scare you. And then I'm one of them guys who I'm like really hands on. Like, but that could be you.
Now, Lil Baby is a rapper
Yeah,
who
it could be.
raps about the streets.
He
like a lot
said
of
he
other
was
cats.
at Bro
And
Crib
now
for
he's
the
seen a lot of the
they
guys
got him
he
two,
once called
two,
peers
two
get
hours
locked up,
before.
like Thug, who's of course out now.
That's that nigga
But
big
Lil
bro.
Baby's
Pierce
actually
is crazy. That's his big bro.
reevaluating the things
Ain't
he's
nothing wrong
saying
with
in
it,
his
but that's his
records
big
now.
bro. He put
And
that
this
nigga
is a
on.
very real thing because the feds, right? I'm sure we all know this, but they really pay attention to hip hop right now. I mean,
They
rappers
listening.
are still committing crimes and
They got
rapping
dirt.
about it for millions to consume. Just take a look at
Hold
Lil
up, nigga,
Durk.
was that
Rappers are
Bron?
still committing crimes and rapping about it for millions to
Nah, my bad. That's not Bron.
consume. Just take a look at Lil Durk, who's currently behind bars. Lil Baby is in the same boat where people expect him to be on a certain type of energy, and he's feeling the pressure of that. And this is such a big aspect of his career because of the pocket we put him in. At the end of the day, being a rapper in this lane
Dominique,
comes with
come
things
on,
that can be
Dominique.
understood. For someone like Lil Baby, he grew up in the exact environment he's rapping about. And obviously he feels torn between keeping it real and saying just enough so the feds can destroy him. And this is
Mhm.
something he's been talking about in his music for the last 2 years. On the intro of his last album, he said the following: "Nowadays ain't no time for me to kick it. Business too intensive. They gonna say that I've been acting different. I'm beyond their mental. I moved on from slang and drugs and pistols. Can't be thinking simple." And then on the song 5 a.m., which is a song he recently dropped, he said, "I got feds on my trail. They be trying to connect me to dumb shit. I got lawyers behind me. I'm ready to tell them come on." So Lil Baby is very aware of what's going on. It doesn't actually take a lot for a lot of these street rappers to catch a RICO case, believe it or not. A lot of these guys have in their past committed crimes that could put them behind bars even today. So for them, all it takes is for the police to start investigating in the right places and for them to start asking questions to the right people. So it's a very slippery slope because this is part of the reason why Lil Baby is where he is. And if he has to sit there and think about every
Yeah, because as I've been learning, what is it? The statute of limitations? It's supposed to be, it's 7 years, but there's a lot of crimes that go from 10 to 20 years. So, like, I think it's like murder and like raping people and stuff like that. It's like 20, 30 or something like that. So, a lot of that, niggas not even old enough to be flexing. They're talking about they smoking on XYZ and XYZ because niggas gonna connect them dots and you and that Rico because it ain't been enough time. You gonna have to be like 50. You gonna have to be like 60, big bro. Nah, you tell me.
every single thing that he says as it relates to rapping about the lifestyle that he raps about.
All them crimes
That's
you
obviously going to
committed
affect the
are
quality
still
of his
on the
music.
table.
Because the quality of
You
his
cannot
music
talk about
partially
them.
is dependent on how real he keeps it. It's the same with Lil Durk. I mean, if Durk wasn't out here putting out real life hits, would Durk be as popular as he is? Probably not. Actually, his music wouldn't even be that good if you keep it real. So factor in this along with the change in times and the abundance of rappers and him not having as much hype as he used to just in general because of the music, and we have the situation he's currently in. Personally, to me, it's kind of clear why Lil Baby isn't as popular as he used to be. But what do you think? Overall, I don't think Lil Baby is finished. He's still got it. I do, however, think he's going to have to win the public over by applying the same type of pressure he was applying in 2020. It's a hard task, though, because let's just keep it real.
It's not COVID no more, so yeah, that's impossible. We've moved on from that, and unless Trump gonna do it again, unless Trump gonna run the same script again, I just don't think that's possible, big bro.
Replicating a moment in time, a different year, is a very hard thing
It's
to
a
do.
global pandemic.
In general, though, it's really
Yeah.
easy to tell that he's lost that grip he used to have. And I think that's partially why he's more open to doing media appearances. Obviously, he's way more well-spoken these days than he used to be back in the day. But another aspect of it is people actually want to hear you speak. You're not always going to be able to coast off of being cool because that's how a lot of street rappers maintain their success. Now for Lil Baby to actually go past this point that he's currently at, he's probably going to have to win over the casual listener by showing more of himself. So those people can then become a part of his core audience. Anyway, if you made it this far, that means that you enjoyed
This is a pretty
videos.
decent video, but yeah, a lot of this stuff I figure, but it's always good to learn. If y'all like these type of videos, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Everything is in the links to all the other places are in the description, like the Twitch and the TikTok. Please come follow the Twitch, come to the streams. You can see this live and interact with me. It's always funner when there's more people here. And we're on the road to affiliate, so y'all can also be a part of greatness. I'll see y'all in the next video, maybe even on stream. I'll let y'all stay hydrated. Happy New Year's.